Namaskaram AIT. I am Ajay Spectra and you are listening to Radio Raga. Today we have a special guest with us, Director of Arm Institute of Technology, Brigadier Abhay Bhat sir. Thank you sir for giving us time from your busy schedule.
Having me on the show of Radio Raga.
Having earlier served in Indian Army for over 34 years, what inspired you to pursue career in academia and ultimately become the director of a college?
So Jai Hind to all the viewers, and it's a pleasure to come on this channel of Radio Raga. As rightly pointed out, I had a full-blown service of 34 years before I retired in the rank of brigadier in the Indian Army. Being in the Corps of Signals, which is looking after the information technology and telecommunication networks of the Indian Army, I was groomed to be a technically oriented leader. So that was the first part, that in the profession itself, there was so much of technology being used. During my service, twice or thrice I was posted in Class A establishments. Class A establishments in the Army are those establishments which are highest level of academic training is imparted to the Army officers especially. I was posted in Military College of Telecommunication Engineering twice. Once in the role of an administrator, something like what you have your joint director in AIT. And second time I was in the role of a faculty commander, equivalent to a head of department in any other college. And there I was deeply involved with academic activities, including designing of syllabi, including providing the right environment to the students for the education, and also making technologists out of soldiers. The same process I had myself gone through. So that's where I developed interest in this field and developed passion to become a teacher and an educator. In my last posting in Mumbai, I was the Chief Signal Officer of the Maharashtra, Gujarat and Goa area. There I came to know that the director's post in Army Institute of Technology is falling vacant. And I applied for it because I was at the fag end of my career at that time. And I thought my dream of heading such an institution would come true. Fortunately, because of my experience in the Army and in the Military College of Telecommunication Engineering and other institutions, I got selected. And since 2017, I am here as a director.
Okay sir. Can you share a pivotal moment or experience from your life that influenced your approach to leadership and education?
Well, during my service in the Army, there were many moments where I thought that I can be a good leader, even in the technology field, apart from being a leader of men in the Army. I remember when I was doing my degree course in MCT again. So, as just for those who don't know, some of us who join as direct entries or through NDA, I am from NDA, undergo the technical degree, the BE Tech degree later in your service, maybe after 4 years, 3 years or 4 years of your service. So there, when I was doing the degree course in the final year, we were assigned various projects, and because of my performance, I was made the project leader in that particular project. And we had a team of 4. And we did that project very well. It was a hybrid project where a lot of hardware was involved, a lot of software was involved. Software in those days, 1990s, so it was basically nothing but assembly level language. And we did that project well. It was appreciated, we got the best project medal, and it was also deployed at the user premises for whom that project was being developed. So that gave me an idea that I can do these things very well. I can prepare a team and push them and inspire them to do some good projects, some good technology implementations. Later on in career also I got a lot of opportunities to implement some projects, and I think I did reasonably well. And that's where I think I developed this interest in academia and technology as such.
How do you balance the demands of a professional role with your personal life and interests?
Yes, good question. I think this question is applicable for all professions, including students, I suppose. So it's not a question of being balanced. It's a question of what are your passions and what are your interests. So if you have the right interest and right passions, you will find time for all of things. Like when you are in your office, when you're doing a job, you have to be totally committed, 100% committed, and passionate about what you are doing. And when you are away from that, you have to detach yourself and pursue that particular passion or interest. So I had many interests. I was a good sports person. I loved my game, so I used to go and play sports. When you play sports, you normally forget everything else. Similarly, reading or trekking or hiking. So they are activities which actually rejuvenate you and make you a better professional on the next day. So it's not only a question of balance, it's a question of creating such spots which will rejuvenate you. And that's what they call hobbies or other interests are called.
Reflecting on your journey, are there any particular challenges or obstacles you have faced that have shaped your leadership style?
So anybody who's served for 40 years will face many challenges, many obstacles. These obstacles are either on the personal front, on the professional fronts. Sometimes you are not able to perform as well as you want to. Sometimes your performance, even if you feel that your performance is not appreciated by your higher ups or your colleagues. So many things happen. In my case, I did face many of these challenges, but the most difficult challenge I had when in 1990 I had met with a major accident, and I had broken my leg. I was on the hospital bed for about 4.5 5 months. I thought my career in the army is over. I was a captain then, so hardly, I would say, 12 13 years of service I had put in, and I thought my career is over. However, I did recover. I was a medical category for some time, but I did a lot of hard work, did physiotherapy, did all the things that are required, and very importantly, kept a very positive bent of mind, saying that these are challenges can be overcome. Even they look unsurmountable, but if you have the will, the patience, the passion, and you do it systematically, you can overcome any challenge and obstacle. And I was able to reach to the rank of brigadier, and again I'm here in AIT as a director. So I say that challenges are always there, and challenges should be looked at great learning experiences. They are not obstacles. So I would not, I would rather remove this word obstacles. I would only keep the word as challenges.
Challenges. Okay, that means a comeback is better than setback.
Yes,
your dedication.
so there is nothing like setback.
Yeah.
If you fall, you get up and walk. So that is the whole concept of life in general.
Yes, sir. What do you enjoy most about working in the field of education, and what keeps you passionate about your work?
Well, anybody who is in such a college would give only one answer: you students. Because working with you, being amongst these young people, young bright minds, creative minds, enthusiastic people, it gives you a great pleasure. It makes you young. One feels that a little bit of guiding hand is required, and one can provide that. So that makes it very interesting. And I always see that young people are smarter and smarter as the generations move on. And you and we as seniors, as management, can learn a lot from the young people. So that makes our job more enjoyable.
Reflecting on your journey leading up to becoming the director, are there any lessons or insights you gained that you still carry with you in your current role?
Well, there are many such lessons, many such, pointers or something which I would like to share with the others. The most important thing is you have to have the passion for the job you are doing. Then the commitment will automatically come. Secondly, always keep the mind open. Never be straight-jacketed in a particular way of thinking, because then that will restrict growth. Growth is not only about incremental growth. Growth sometimes is about leapfrogging to a different idea, to a different thought process also. Sometimes that is also required. You have to change courses 180 degrees when you're moving ahead. And you have to adapt to the changing times. So these are few of the things which I have developed, I have learned, I have experienced in last many years.
It has been heard that engineers do everything except engineering.
No, no, that's not true. Actually, every human being is an engineer, firstly. Okay, because you try to fix things, try to repair things on your own. You don't require every time theoretical knowledge for doing that things. But engineers are the ones who specialize in doing these things. So they develop a scientific and theoretical platform for doing such things. And other human activities are always there. So even you look at doctors also, the many doctors have different passions. They are actors, some of them are sports people, though they are originally doctors. So it's not necessary that as engineers you have to do only engineering job. You can do many other jobs also. But with the thought process of an engineer, you can be a better problem solver. Okay.
Can you share some insights into how your diverse educational background, including degrees in both telecommunication and computer science, has influenced your approach to leadership in the field of technology education?
Well, yes, I would go back to my India days when I was a science stream cadet. So I did my BSc, so a bit of background of science. Then BTech in electronics and telecommunication from the army. And I was fortunate to get nominated through the army for an MTech program in IIT Kanpur in computer science and engineering. So I had a good look at electronics and telecommunication and computer science and engineering. Even more importantly is throughout my career, I had opportunity to serve on various appointments which expanded my horizon. So of course classical electronics networks, operational networks, which is a pure telecommunication field. I was also in charge of the IT networks in northeastern area. I was looking after the signal intelligence, technical intelligence operations also. So there are a large variety of fields I had gained the experience, which is also a big learning. So with that, that kind of a canvas which I had before I joined here as director, I thought that I had the right experience to be shared with my colleagues here. So it is an advantage at times because whenever any faculty from electronics and telecommunication are talking, I understand at least 50% of it. And similarly, when faculty from computer science or information technology are talking about certain technological aspects of the projects, I again understand at least 50% of it. So that's an advantage. I'm able to relate with what they are talking about, and they get hopefully I am able to deliver the right decisions.
Your experience in counterinsurgency areas, your command of an armored division signal regiment during Operation Parakram must have provided valuable leadership lessons. How do you apply those lessons in your role as a director of AIT?
It's a very complicated question that you ask. Every experience, every operational experience is quite unique and different. However, the basic principles remain the same, which till now I mentioned about, like lead from the front, be absolutely passionate of what you're doing, be committed, keep an open mind, be innovative. Again, especially in counterinsurgency operations, we were in J&K, I was heading the signal intelligence setup there. So you have to be very innovative because your operations are against the terrorists. They themselves are very innovative because it's a matter of survival for them. So you have to counter that, their innovation versus your innovation. So being innovative is very important there. Similarly, when we had launched for Operation Parakram, for those who don't know, Operation Parakram was launched after the attack on the parliament by the terrorists. This had happened in 2001, November 2001. And nearly entire Indian army had mobilized, and we were at the verge of having a full-fledged war against Pakistan, all along the Western Front. So I was commanding a signal unit then, and which was part of a spearheading formation. So you would have been probably inserted into the enemy territory on the very first night when the war was declared. It's a matter of history that it never happened that way. But the kind of preparation we had to do, both material preparation as well as the human resource preparation, preparing the minds of the people to go into war, was a very unique experience. And I think what I enjoyed doing that was, again, I had to lead from the front there, be right in front of what was happening, and give an assurance to everyone that you are part of a great team and victory will always be yours. So that kind of providing that assurance is something which is again a very important part of leadership. I think that's what is a great learning during that phase. So as I said, all these lessons get accumulated, and it becomes your second nature, and you incorporate it in your leadership style.
As the commander of Faculty of Communication Engineering at MCTE, you were responsible for pioneering automation projects and modernizing laboratories. How have those experiences contributed to the efforts to enhance the infrastructure and reputation of AIT?
Oh yes, it's again a very interesting question. When I was the commander of Faculty of Communication Engineering, there were a number of projects we did. One of the major project was the integrating the entire local area network of MCT and making it secure, making it available, and making it functionally superior. So that was a successful experience we had. We also had developed virtual infrastructure there. Then we developed a few labs, which then during those days, that is about 10-12 years back, were modern. The first lab of 4G communication was established in MCT then. And during the experience was very good. Robotics lab was again was established at that time in MCT. And what it taught me that you have to dream big. Start dreaming big, things will fall into place. There will be challenges, there will be bureaucratic issues, but you must know how to overcome them. That's the learning that I carried in AIT also. You will find that what was the AIT infrastructure, especially in terms of the IT infrastructure, IT support infrastructure, has grown leaps and bounds. I've given them guidance to my colleagues. They have been able to implement those. For you students, the student strength has nearly doubled since I joined, but still we are able to provide you Wi-Fi services in your hostels. I know they are not the best, but we already have projects in hand by which we will improve and enhance your experiences. And similarly, some of the labs that have come up, the equipment we are trying to get in, the boost that we are going to give to the new technologies like automation and robotics. We have started a course this year with the intake of 60 in automation and robotics. So all these are ideas. I think I had carried them from my tenure of MCT as the faculty commander there.
Can you discuss some of the initiatives you have implemented at AIT to promote innovation, entrepreneurship, and research, and how these efforts align with your vision for the college?
So, the innovation and entrepreneurship is very close to my heart. As you all know, this is also the mission of the government to create maximum startups and innovators. Because for any country to become technological powerhouse, they have to have a huge number of startups and innovators, and all these people are going to be very young people. So with that background, I had thought of having some way in which this kind of a culture is inculcated in AIT students. In 2019, we had this opportunity. There were some initiatives from the government, from the Ministry of Education then, and they had issued a document about startup, about their national startup policy. So based on that, we established a I&E cell, Innovation and Entrepreneurship Cell, and tried to encourage students to take on this journey of starting startups. It's a very difficult decision for students, I know, because all students want to finish off their degree course or finish off their education, basic engineering, and join some good company, get good salary, remain comfortable in life, and then launch their career in this manner. However, this is a different journey where there will be initial struggles, there will be initial learnings, the challenges to be faced, and you have to have that mentor of mind. So we were able to encouraged a few students. I think 5 or 6 startups did launch at that time in those 2 or 3 years from 2019 onwards, and we were able to guide them. We created an ecosystem in which we had experts in field of IP, that is intellectual property, in fields of guiding them towards how to manage the finances, how to manage the other aspects. We had alumni who were already successful entrepreneurs guiding these teams, student teams. And I can say that at least 5 of these teams launched good companies. I think 1 or 2 of them have survived. Others did struggle a bit, did close down, but in the process, these students gained massive, valuable experience. As you can see, in the alumni family of AIT, there are a large number of entrepreneurs. I can count at least 60 to 65 whom I know, and they are doing their business entrepreneurship in various fields. Technology is of course there. Some of them are into fields like e-commerce. Urchulo is a very famous portal, which is an aggregation portal for airlines, for defense people. There are many such startups in various variety of fields, and one feels very proud that there is a large percentage of alumni who have become entrepreneurs, and that's because of the culture of AIT, which they managed to keep them with themselves. They may have done a few years of job in some companies, but then their final calling was towards entrepreneurship only. So that culture we want to revive, we want to enhance, and that is why we started this cell. This cell is provided funding also. We are also, as I said, in touch with the rest of the ecosystem. We try to take them to various incubation centers, connect them with them. For that matter, the COEP, BAU Incubation Center, we have a MOU with them. We want to establish similar MOUs with others also. In addition, what we have done, we have issued certain policies. The startup policy is there, there is IP policy is there. So through these policies, we can carry out hand-holding of these students to either publish their patents or provide them the launchpad for launching startups. We have also instituted a fund, AIT Innovation Seed Fund, way back in 2020. Now that fund has grown substantially in size. I think any AITian who wants to launch a startup and wants some funding for the initial prototype, because this fund of course cannot provide you for launching a full-fledged business, but initial prototype which then can attract other investors. This is available for AIT students, and even after passing out, 2 years after passing out also, as per the policy that we have designed, this fund is available. This policy is approved policy, which is available on our website. So any student who wants to get into the journey of entrepreneurship and innovation can undertake this. In addition, some good changes have happened in the curricula also. Like in the first year, there is a project-based learning which was there. Now they have introduced in the new education policy design thinking as a full-fledged subject. So with this, we can then harness the creativity of the students and use them for their startup journeys.
In this era, I think entrepreneurship is rising, and
I hope that the students are able to understand what I am saying and they want to take up this challenge, because it's a challenge.
Yes.
Of course, it is a risk because some of them may not have that financial backing, but that is part and parcel of the journey of entrepreneurship.
in entrepreneurship, you have to fall to rise.
Yes, absolutely. And they say you can fail, but fail fast, so you can change your track quickly.
Yes. From your perspective, what does achieving autonomous status signify for our institution?
Okay, so as you may know that in the new education policy which has come out in 2020, the government wants all the affiliated institutes to become autonomous over a period of time. And there is a reason for it. Here the autonomy is an academic autonomy, so which means that the institute is in a position or is empowered to design their syllabi, to conduct their own exams, design the structure of the evaluation process, Of course, there will be some formats provided. So there is a guideline given as far as the credit system is concerned, etc. So within that, those frameworks, just you can have your experimentation and design it in the manner it will suit your students. Many institutes have become autonomous now in India, and they are started enjoying the fruits of autonomy. So with the kind of students we have and our thrust towards innovation and entrepreneurship, being autonomous is the most important step, I would say. And we were trying to convince our superiors to go for this because we have to take the approval from our society. And in 2024, in the month of May, this was approved by the governing body, and we are now going through this process. From next year, we will be having the first batch of autonomous curriculum. So in that, our focus is going to be more towards experiential learning, project-based learning, learning through doing, and even more importantly is whatever the industry wants in future is what we want to teach. Till now, the syllabi when we were affiliated with the university, it used to be syllabus which was maybe 5 years old, 10 years old, because syllabi can only be tweaked after 5 years in this system. This revision takes every 5 years, and it's a vast, big university, so they can't really change things drastically. So we will now have that agility to be able to change syllabi, to be able to change the way we teach, and we can control that. It's a challenge, but it's a good challenge.
What are the principal distinctions between being autonomous and remaining affiliated with a university?
So as I said, the main distinction is the way you can be more agile as far as the syllabus is concerned, way of teaching is concerned, way of delivery of academics is concerned. Also, the students will have a lot of flexibility for doing internships. They can go abroad to do internships or have a student exchange program. And very importantly, we are shifting from an examination system which is university based, where you only study for your final exam paper, you get 70% weightage of that, and you are actually not studying for the subject, you are studying for the exam. So from that to a continuous evaluation kind of a system, where evaluation is based on your actually acquired practical knowledge. So that will lead to your being more industry focused. That's what industry wants from the students who are passing out.
What would you like to convey to our students, faculty, and broader community as we move forward as an autonomous college?
Okay, I will keep it brief. Keep an open mind. Have a big vision for 5 to 10 years from now. Learn to get out of your comfort zone, and learning by doing, especially for students.
I think I will keep in mind learning by doing.
Yeah.
In what ways do you believe the Make in India initiative is influencing the defense sector in India?
So as this is all over in the news. It's a huge actually. So we were a defense, as far as defense industry is concerned, we were one of the largest exporters of defense equipment till about 4 to 5 years back. Now slowly we are turning into exporters. These exports are growing in terms of nearly 20 to 25% per year now. High-tech systems are also now being exported. High-tech systems which were being imported from abroad are now being made in our country. And there is a lot of demand, a lot of push for this, a lot of incentives provided by the government, and we can see things happening on ground.
How is AIT contributing to this broader national movement?
We are in touch with some of these medium and small enterprises who are working for the defense sector. So they are also wanting our students to come to them as interns. We have already signed 1 or 2 MOUs this year also. I will not declare publicly which companies are there, because once the students start going, they will come to know like there is a company who is making drones which are specifically used for military purposes. So they want our students to go as interns. In another week or 2, they will send their demands. The students will be going. We'll be doing some projects along with them. So there is a lot on the anvil. Let us see.
What measures has AIT taken to ensure its research aligns with the objective of the Make in India initiative in defense?
So, you see, we are trying to ask our faculty and students to conduct research which is aligned to the demands of the defense sector or Make in India sector. For that, I have tried to connect with the Abhay Design Bureau, try to do some projects. We are already doing some 2 or 3 projects which are in alignment with this. The computer department has done 2 projects now, which we are very proud of. One of the projects is we got funding from National Cyber Security Council Secretariat for nearly 7.5 crores, which we have completed. Of course, we have collaborated with industry experts in this. So these are some of the things we are trying to bring to AIT, encouraging our faculty to interact with defense manufacturers, SMSMEs. So this way, we are trying to align our research and innovation activities to the needs of the defense sector in Make in India program.
How do you decide which projects to prioritize in the context?
No, it's not a question of we want as many projects as they come. Once we get the projects, we try to do them. Right now we have very few projects. I want many more to come. So priority will only be there when there is large number of them coming to us.
Okay, sir. Sir, at last I want to just ask you, can you please give some tips to audience how to overcome their challenges the students are facing day by day, day to day, and work on the projects and improvise themselves?
First of all students, you are young, bright kids, okay, and you have been very fortunate to be, especially the students of AIT are very fortunate to be the children of soldiers. So with that background, you have a very strong foundation. Believe in yourself. There is no problem that you cannot overcome, no challenge that you cannot take up. I can tell you, the moment you develop this attitude to be able to look at the problem as a challenge which you enjoy handling or accepting, you will be able to overcome it. Not only overcome it, you will enjoy doing it and you will learn hugely through that. So there is no challenge for students which cannot be overcome. Whether it is giving exams, getting good marks in exams, doing projects which appear to be very difficult to do, or even making a team to play some sport or participate in any event, there is no challenge which our students cannot overcome. I think our students are very well placed. All they need to is have self-belief. That's all I want to say.
I think I would literally appreciate that our college has so many events and clubs that improvise our skills.
Yes, our aim is to to make or to give to the nation all-round and responsible citizens, all-round engineers who are well-rounded personalities and who are responsible contributing citizens to the country. So that being our mission, I think that is why all these clubs and so many activities are there for the students to make use of them.
Okay. Thank you, sir, for giving us time.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity to reach out to the entire student community. Thank you very much to the Radio Club and this channel of Radio Raga.
Pleasure. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.